Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here. Thank you for stopping by. I'm sorry I had no video yesterday, and this is pretty late. I usually do it a lot earlier today, my Saturday night's kickout episode. We are at episode 11, and it's been okay wrestling week. It could have been a lot better, to be honest, but next week, is going to be a new week, and we got a lot of wrestling news to talk about nonetheless. And but before I get into the start of the show, basically, I want to thank you guys for getting me to 191 subscribers. I cannot believe I am 9 away from 200 subscribers. It's freaking awesome, and yeah, I hope you guys get me to. I hope we, as our channel, my channel, everybody that watches helps me out, and hopes our channel really reaches 200 subscribers quick. I really do, and yeah, hopefully I hit that milestone soon. And I'm not gonna spoil anything yet, but I have 2 wrestling shows coming up that I am supposed to go to. Everything's working out so far. Supposed to go to, and it's going to be really exciting news to tell you guys. And yeah, I just can't wait. Hopefully everything falls through. I'm supposed to get the tickets tonight. I'm just to order them today, so I'll probably put something on Twitter if something happens, and I let you guys know. I'll just make sure to follow me on Twitter at 7WWE Rocks, and yeah, I'll let you know. So first off, start the week we had on Sunday, of course, Night of Champions. Now, Night of Champions was not the best pay-per-view by a long shot the WWE has had in this year, but a lot of title changes happen, so that's good sometimes, and other times it's bad, and I think it was kind of bad here. So first off, we had Goldust and Stardust win the tag team titles, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I kind of hope the Stardust character fades away soon. I really want Cody to do his own thing, but he seems to be enjoying it. WWE seems to be behind it, so they gave him the tag titles. Let's see where it can take us. I'm excited, I guess. But yeah, it was cool. I kind of am sad to see the Usos lose it. I like the Usos. I know a lot of people say they're getting bland and boring. I think every match they're in is fun and exciting, so I think that's what they're supposed to do. And it kind of sucks they lost the titles, but it was supposed to come. I would have rather it come against the Ascension, but the Stardust and Goldust, I guess the WWE has faith in them, so there it is. They won the tag titles. Then we saw The Miz capture the Intercontinental Championship, which I didn't like because I'm thinking, wow, the Ziggler just won it, and they're already taking it away from him. What are they doing? And I'll talk about it later, what happened on Raw that made me even more mad. AJ won the Divas Championship in the triple threat with Nikki Bella and Paige. Paige was being the champion. So they're just playing hot potato with the Divas Championship between AJ and Paige. Now, I've read that Vince McMahon does not want any Total Divas cast member to win the title. So I'm guessing, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, they're going to be out of the title picture for a while. Natalia's been out of it for a long time. So, yeah, Paige and AJ are the only ones that seem to be getting it. But basically, Night of Champions wasn't that good. I honestly thought at first, like months before it happened, they were saying it was going to be better than SummerSlam, and it just totally was not that. We saw Randy Orton versus Chris Jericho in a decent match. It was pretty good. Sheamus versus Cesaro in a U.S. Championship match. That match was really good. I enjoyed it. Sheamus got the win. I wish Cesaro would have, but I feel like at this point, Cesaro could just go to the main event, get the WWE Championship, and I'd be perfectly fine with it. I don't think he needs another mid-card title, but that's just my opinion now. And then the main event with Brock and Cena, I didn't like how it ended. The match itself was good, but I just felt Rollins coming in causing disqualification sucked. But yeah, that's how I felt about Night of Champions. Really, nothing really more to talk about. Rusev won again, so that's I expected him to do it. Moving on to Raw, we had Ziggler win the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I love Ziggler winning it. I'm really glad, but I just don't get why they gave it to Ziggler. They took it off Miz, gave it to Ziggler. Miz took it off him, and the very next night they give it to Ziggler again. What are they doing with the titles? I have no idea, but I'm glad he has the belt back, but I just don't get what they're doing with certain titles. It seems like the United States Championship is always won by a guy that holds it for a long time. Ambrose held it forever. Now Sheamus looks like he's going to be holding it forever, but the Intercontinental Championship, they've just been thrown back and forth. But so moving on with Raw, I feel like, in my opinion, basically it's the Dean Ambrose show now. It seems like Dean Ambrose is the only thing that really is exciting about Raw anymore. The Intercontinental Championship match was cool, but it just felt like rematches after rematch was happening, and then Ambrose would come up, and that segment was awesome. Any segment Dean Ambrose was in is golden, I think, in my personal opinion. But Dean Ambrose, he was locked in a room, Triple H and a bunch of security guards threw him in a room because he was too crazy. They had to lock him up. And then the night after at main event, they said that there was a door, a second door that Dean Ambrose just walked out of. I kind of wanted him to, like, crawl through the air ducts or something. I think that would have been cool. But knowing that there's just a second door in the room just kind of was bland. But I didn't even watch main event, so... But Ambrose, any segment he's in is golden, I think, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Do you love Ambrose? Do you guys think he should be the face of the company instead of Reigns? I know a lot of people think that. A lot of people think Reigns is perfectly fine being the face. But basically, now that Reigns is out, the top guys, the top face out, they should push, I think, Ambrose. Ziggler, Cesaro, they should turn him face and just let him run wild, I think. Moving on, we had Orton versus Cena as the main event for the 10,000th time. I don't want to – Raw, it just crazy. It just really is crazy how they have rematch after rematch of the same people. On pay-per-views, they'll have rematches the night after. I just feel like that's a slap in the face. The people that went there bought tickets to see that match specifically, and then they're just seeing it again for free on Raw. I just think that sucks. I get why they do it. They want to be exciting and all this stuff, but I hate doing that. Hate rematches, but – so that was, Ambrose, he came out, he basically went to get the concrete block things, and he lifted up the box and Ambrose popped down, beat up Rollins and stuff. And that was awesome. But, yeah, I hate seeing Cena versus Orton again. We've seen that so many times. But moving on Monday, the day of Raw, like hours before, they released the WWE 2K15 trailer, and it looks like, Triple H, John Cena, and all the guys that were in the game, in the preview. It looked like they were just in your living room, how realistic it looked. It was freaking awesome. I cannot wait for the game. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot different. Xbox One version, the next-gen consoles versus the, old-gen consoles, I guess. I have an Xbox 360. I've gone over this a bunch of times. I just feel like the game's going to be a lot different for me. Hopefully it's not, but I just think like the Xbox One people will have like the perfect game, and then the Xbox 360 or PS3 people will have like last year's game. It'll just be new characters, and I really don't want that. But we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna whine about it. But excuse me. Moving on. It was awesome seeing Sting at the end of the trailer. I really love that, and I'm watching the Sting DVD right now. It's really good. I enjoy it. I'm really liking seeing the early years of his career, and I'm very excited. I'm really pumped for the Crow version of him, the black and white face paint, and the mystical like character. I'm really excited for that. But moving on, we have no Brock at Hell in a Cell. Yes, Brock Lesnar. He's not going to be at Hell in a Cell. Now, it took me a while, but I am fine with him being the champ. I love him being the champion, but I'm fine with him only wrestling at pay-per-views. I finally got over the fact that, he's not going to be on Raw every week. He's not going to wrestle ever on Raw. So I finally am happy with it. And then now he won't even be at this pay-per-view, apparently. Apparently, it's going to be Cena versus Ambrose, and whoever wins will verse Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell, but whoever loses will verse Randy Orton in Hell in a Cell. So that makes me think I want to see Ambrose beat Cena, but I just don't think that's going to happen because I want to see Ambrose versus Rollins in Hell in a Cell. But then that makes me think, well, if Cena loses, he's going to have to versus Randy Orton in Hell in a Cell, and who wants to see that again? Honestly, I don't care if you have a stipulation like Hell in a Cell because you've seen Randy Orton and Cena thousands of times. I don't want to see it in Hell in a Cell. That's just me. I'm just kind of mad that Brock, he's supposed to be at pay-per-views, and that's only when he wrestles. He never wrestles on Raw, and now he's just not even going to be at the pay-per-view. Kind of sucks, but we'll see where it goes. Moving on to NXT. We had Bayley get her rematch. Yes, she's going to verse Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship next week. So I do believe that Bayley will win it next week, and then Charlotte will go to the main roster, hopefully. But it's already been pre-taped, so I think I would have heard that Bayley won the championship since it's already pre-taped. I don't know. I really do want Bayley to win. But, yes, next week she'll verse Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship, and I'm hoping it's a good match. Hoping it's better than their match at TakeOver. But after that, we had the Tag Team Championships. The rematch clause with the Ascension to versus Kalisto and Sin Cara took place. Basically, it was a back-and-forth match. I think the Ascension were slightly winning, and then Kenta's music hit, Hideo Itami, his music hit, and they got distracted, and Kalisto and Sin Cara got the win. And basically, Connor ran up the ramp to fight Hideo, and he just, slapped him a bunch of times, and they kicked him, and Connor went down fast, but that was cool to see. I really do like Hideo Itami. But I'm going to lead into this next thing. Basically, I think this is what I had next in my notes. Yes, here we go. So basically, it made me think, Hideo's versus the Ascension by himself, and I'm thinking, he's got to have a partner. Maybe it's Kevin Steen, maybe Sami Zayn, maybe somebody helps him out, because it just can't. Because if he keeps beating the Ascension, it's being like, well, if one guy can take out two guys, then who cares if they go to the main roster now? So I think the Ascension, Hideo needs to get a partner so finally it can be like, all right, these guys are better. It's not just one guy taking on two guys and being much better than them. But so we had last, what night was it? I believe it was either Thursday night or Friday night. Yes, no, it was Friday night, I think. I don't know. But basically, Thursday night, I think. Thursday night, basically, they taped at NXT. It will air November 6th. Yes, Prince Devitt, a.k.a. he's going by the name Finn Balor. He debuted, and he came to the aid of Hideo Itami to fight the Ascension. So I think that's really cool. I saw some highlights, and the moves they do look really sick. They look like they are going to be a cool tag team. Hopefully they're not tag teaming for too long. I kind of want them both to do their own things. But it's really cool. Like, I don't really want to spoil anything, but one thing I did remember was on Victor on the Ascension, Victor, part of the Ascension. Finn Balor, a.k.a. Prince Devitt, hit a Pele kick, and then Hideo hit a running knee, his famous running knee. So that was really cool to see. I can't wait for that match. It airs November 6th, so that kind of sucks. But Finn Balor has finally debuted in NXT, Prince Devitt, and next is Kevin Steen, and I hope he airs. I hope he airs live. I kind of want a live reaction. I kind of don't like the fact that I already know that he's going to debut, but I'm still glad he finally did debut, and I'm ready for Steen now. Moving on. I didn't watch SmackDown, but I heard there was a Battle Royal, and whoever won got to verse Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship later on the night, and Cesaro picked up the win in the Battle Royal, went on to verse Ziggler, and I heard it was a really good match, but I did not see it, but I heard it was a great match. Ziggler got the win. I just wish they would make Cesaro face and just make him a top face. So if they had him as a face already, they could have been pushing him big. Like, remember right after WrestleMania, he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He was out of the Real Americans. It looked like he was going to get the face push of a lifetime. And then he said he was a Paul Heyman guy, which people liked. But he just went downhill from there. It just seemed like he wasn't doing anything. Like, I'm fine with him being a heel and with Paul Heyman. I like that idea. But it was just like he's doing nothing now. So I think if they had pushed him and then Reigns got hurt, so Reigns gets hurt, they would have Cesaro up at the top. So they already have a star to take Reigns' place for the time being. But they don't have anybody to take his place. Ambrose maybe, but they haven't pushed him too much. So I don't know what they're doing with Cesaro. I hope he's in the main event soon. We'll see where it goes. Excuse me. I wish Cesaro just was in the main event already and was in title contention. Maybe with Paul Heyman. He doesn't have the best mic skills. Put him with a manager, I guess, but still, his wrestling ability speaks for itself. I don't even care about his vocal cords could be ripped out, and I still would love Cesaro. But we're switching over to TNA. Yes, Impact Wrestling. They had the New York City Gold Rush. It was their last night in New York City, I think, and it was a tournament, 10 guys, and it was, one-on-one matches, and whoever wins would go on to the main event, which would be a 5-way match, first pinfall, and they get a championship match, any title they want, and I think it's any time. That's what it said on the website, but it doesn't seem like they mean that on the when they were doing the show. But basically, this match, I love tournaments especially on free TV. I love it. I love the King of Ring tournament. I thought, New York City Gold Rush tournament, this sounds cool. I love the fact that they can pick any title they want. But they put, I think, not the worst wrestlers, but they put in a lot of just crappy matchups. Like Nux versus Aries, it honestly didn't sound that good, but that ended up being really good. Then they put up Samuel Shaw against Abyss, and that match was bad. Loki versus MVP was good. What was the other ones? Magnus versus Anderson. I think that one was just boring. Tajiri versus Robbie E. I think, again, that one wasn't that good. But basically, they had, Eric Young, and I know he does his show and stuff, but he still is on Impact a lot, so I don't get why he had to do that, especially when they tape it so close together. But they could have used EY. They could have used Bobby Roode. They could have used Kenny King. I think they could have used a lot of guys that just weren't even in the tournament, and I was kind of disappointed about that. They could have used Samoa Joe. You can go for any title, so maybe Samoa Joe wants a world title. He wants more gold. Homicide, I don't know. But basically, the tournament could have been a lot better, and just the matches were boring. And I just thought this could have been so much better. And I know a lot of people were pissed. The main event was a 5-way. It was Tajiri, Aries, Anderson. I don't think I'm going to be able to name them all. No, I can't name them all. But Abyss was the 4th guy, and I forget the 5th guy. It was MVP. That's who it was. 5 guys, and it was like a kind of fast-paced match, but and it just could have been a lot better. And I think it should have been like everybody hitting their finishers and all crazy, and everybody's down at one point. That didn't happen. It was a quick roll up at the end. Aries got Abyss or somebody. I don't know. Abyss or Aries got somebody, got the quick roll up and got the win. But yeah, so it could have been a lot better. But Aries will get to pick his what title he wants. I think he's either picking the match straight away next week, or he picks whatever title he wants. But basically, he can pick the X Division Championship, he can pick the Tag Team Championship, get a partner, or the World Heavyweight Championship. He'll do it next week. He will decide. I don't know if the match is going to take place next week, but he will decide next week. Also, we have the Wolves. They will decide what the stipulation is. We already know it's a Full Metal Mayhem match. They put it on Twitter every 2 seconds. That I don't get. Like on a side note, I think it's funny how TNA will be like, act like it's live, like it's actually happening, but the wrestlers will tweet like that day, oh, we just had a Full Metal Mayhem. Like Matt Hardy was saying how the Full Metal Mayhem match was fantastic and how great it was, and I'm sure it was, but it's just funny how they kind of think it's live when everyone knows it's not. But yeah, the Wolves will pick their stipulation, and we'll see Havoc versus Gail Kim for the Knockouts Championship. Because it's been taped so much. They've actually taped episodes that are supposed to air after Bound for Glory, which is really disappointing. But yeah, they've taped episodes. So I wasn't going out looking for subscribers. I wasn't looking out for spoilers, but I already know like the next champion for certain titles. Like I know who wins it, and I know who wins it again after. So that's kind of disappointing. But excuse me. That's kind of disappointing, and they announced 2 matches for Bound for Glory. They'll announce another on Monday, or more on Monday, I think. But it's James Storm and Sonata versus Tajiri and the Great Muta at one, and then another is Loki versus either Loki or Homicide versus Samoa Joe versus a Wrestle One Japanese star for the X Division Championship. So with all these Japanese stars, I'm honestly not expecting them to do a lot of storylines, but I bet it will be good wrestling. I think that's what everyone's hoping for. But yeah, New York City Gold Rush wasn't that good, but yeah, it was decent. And would I go back and watch it? No. If you missed it, I honestly don't think you even have to go back and watch it. Just know Aries won. So moving on, the match of the week. This one was hard. If Night of Champions hadn't been last Sunday, I honestly have no idea what I would have picked, but I'm going to go with Cesaro versus Sheamus because I just liked how it was a brawl, and I didn't know who's going to win. Like, you always have the feeling, oh, Sheamus is probably going to retain, but I like Cesaro so much that I honestly really wanted to win. But I just didn't think any of the other matches were that great. Randy Orton versus Jericho was good, but that was just because they're Randy Orton and Jericho. And Brock versus Cena was good, but I think the finish was just awful. But yeah, so that was the match of the week, Cesaro versus Sheamus. In my opinion, you can leave yours down below in the comment section. But for the kick-out segment, which is basically what I talk about, all the positivity in wrestling this week, since the week kind of sucked, this is going to be really hard. But you had the WWE 2K15 trailer that came out. That was cool. And then Night of Champions, you had some wrestling, I don't know, NXT. You heard Finn Balor was debuted, so I'm glad he's debuted. I'm glad they're not waiting on it. I believe the next NXT pay-per-view event will be in December. So I think they should hold up since they already have episodes airing till November. They've already taped them. They'll air in November. I think December have Steen debut. That's what I think. Have Steen finally make his debut live because I want a live reaction out of that. I don't want a tape one. Not a tape one. I don't want everyone already knowing. The Finn Balor debuted, so that's sick. Prince Devitt's in NXT. He is here, and he's teaming with Kenta, a.k.a. Hideo. And I think they're going to be a cool tag team. I'm really excited for that. But TNA, you have a championship match next week, the Knockouts title. You have the Wolves picking their stipulation. Basically, you have a lot of stuff. Ambrose is freaking awesome. I think any segment he's in is awesome. So you have always that to look forward to. But this week was hard. I don't know. It just wasn't that good in my opinion. Let me know if you think it was better. Let me know why you thought it was a good week. I don't know, just certain stuff. But also, if you have any ideas for what to talk about on the show, or you have wrestling news you want me to hit on, let me know. Post a comment, call me, message me, tweet me at 7WB Rocks. And yeah, coming to an end on the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WWE Rocks again. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'm excited to tell you guys about those 2 shows. I'm probably gonna order the tickets tonight. Hopefully everything goes right. I will order the tickets tonight. I will let you guys know on Twitter. So thank you for watching, and I really do appreciate it. Let's get to 200 subscribers. We're so close. 9 subscribers away. Let's make it happen. Thanks for watching again, and as always, have a nice day. Thank you, guys.